Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating explainer, one that might just completely change how you view the world around you. We're going to explore a profound, paradigm-shifting concept from Dr. Ibrahim Abdullah Sälkini. It's all about how the modern media we consume every single day actually functions as a hidden system of captivity. When we hear the word slavery, we usually think of it as a dark relic of the past, right? Just a closed chapter in our history books. But what if those chains never actually disappeared? What if they just migrated, moving straight from our wrists to the glowing screens we hold in our hands? The contrast here is actually mind-blowing. We've shifted from the historical bondage of physical bodies in public markets to a much more sophisticated modern intellectual slavery. The real catch? People today are totally convinced that they're completely free, all while invisible chains wrap around their minds from behind their screens. To figure out exactly how these invisible chains are forged, we're basing our analysis on Dr. Sälkini's deep dive into the transformation of contemporary slavery. He meticulously breaks down how media is used as the ultimate tool in this whole process. So how exactly does this trap work? Let's walk through the 5 mechanisms we'll be covering: distorting the truth, arousing desires, canceling critical thought, manufacturing modern idols, and finally, what the modern slave markets actually look like today. All right, let's kick things off with the first mechanism: distorting the truth to justify oppression. The idea here is that media doesn't just report reality, it actively inverts it to normalize our submission. Look at how concepts get flipped. Blatant hypocrisy is framed as smart politics, defending basic human rights gets labeled as terrorism, while insulting other people's beliefs is celebrated as the pinnacle of free thought. This constant manipulation makes the oppressed look like the oppressor, turning us, the viewers, into willing participants in a new global order without even realizing it. That brings us to the second invisible chain: arousing desires and fueling addiction. Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to put your phone down? The author refers to this as psychological captivity. By keeping us in an endless loop of stimulating our basic instincts and desires, but never offering any real fulfillment, the media acts literally like a drug. It creates a profound behavioral addiction that keeps us tethered to our screens for hours, chasing a mirage. There's a brilliant metaphor used here: the phantom drive. Imagine an engine that hijacks all your time, drains your energy, and controls your thoughts, but gives your soul absolutely nothing of substance in return. It leaves you entirely empty on the inside, reducing you to a passive, powerless consumer. And that leads us to the third mechanism, which is arguably the most dangerous: canceling critical thought altogether. This tactic directly targets our ability to analyze and make sense of the world. How? It starts by overwhelming you with a relentless barrage of flashy entertainment and rapid-fire content. The goal is to eliminate any silent moments you might use to reflect or process your thoughts. The final result? A complete paralysis of your critical, analytical mind. Your creative capabilities are frozen, stripping away any intellectual immunity you might have had. Once your critical mind is sidelined, the fourth mechanism kicks into gear: manufacturing modern idols. When independent thought vanishes, the media steps right in to fill the void with its own carefully crafted replacements for real leadership. The author uses this incredibly powerful metaphor: wax figures. We're talking about manufactured celebrities in sports, art, or politics. They are completely empty on the inside, yet the media machine magnifies them into modern-day idols for the masses to worship and blindly follow. And this blind imitation is the absolute peak of intellectual dependency. Viewers are slowly conditioned to mimic these empty wax figures in every single way: their actions, their movements, their daily habits. Eventually, you surrender your own individual identity and moral compass, becoming an unquestioning subject living inside a reality that the media designed for you. Finally, we arrive at the fifth mechanism. What exactly do the slave markets of the modern era look like? And who is benefiting from all this? If we do a quick comparison, the old slave markets stripped people of their clothes and physical freedom in public squares. But the modern market, it is way more insidious. It strips away your thoughts, your morals, and your wealth. And the scariest part is that it doesn't happen in a public square. It operates right inside our private living rooms through glowing screens, reaching billions of people simultaneously. So who are the modern-day slave masters pulling the strings?
The sources point clearly to giant global media conglomerates. Think massive entities like Disney, Time Warner, and major news networks, backed by powerful international lobbying groups. These architects work tirelessly to maintain their dominance, actively crushing any genuine movements that strive for true intellectual or societal liberation.
So what's the way out? True liberation, guys, starts with awareness. We have to recognize that these invisible systems exist in the first place. We need to reject the constant manipulation of our base desires, reclaim our critical thinking, and start making up our own minds. Reconnecting with a grounded, objective, moral framework is absolutely crucial to getting our humanity back. I'll leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought to mull over. The next time you reach into your pocket to check your phone, pause for a second and ask yourself, if these screens are the ones dictating your desires, your thoughts, and even your heroes, who is the master and who is the slave?